it's always really nice when my name is pronounced correctly. It's really an honor to present this award to someone whose work embodies what Joe Morozumi stood for. So Carl Takei came to the Asian Law Caucus with a deep personal understanding of why our work matters. His grandmother, Betty, was incarcerated in Tule Lake, and his grandfather, Koichi, fought in a racially segregated unit that helped liberate Dachau concentration camp. At Asian Law Caucus, Carl built our criminal justice reform program and launched work that folks at AABA partnered with directly. But I want to highlight the moment where his family history and professional skill came together most powerfully. When the Trump administration invoked the Alien Enemies Act to target Venezuelans for removal without due process, our partners turned to ALC. Because of our longstanding work on immigration detention and because of the history with the Korematsu Coram Nobis case, which Joan just talked about, and Dale and all these amazing folks, Don Tamaki, worked on. So Carl, in partnership with our co-counsel, Darren Tashima at Covington, it's the who's who's of Japanese Americans today. Carl led that work, coordinating the amicus brief on behalf of JACL and AABA and 61 other AAPI organizations. That's a lot of amici. Managing co-counsel, tracking over 18 active cases to find the right filing opportunity, and doing it twice when the Fifth Circuit took the case en banc. We're still waiting. Carl now continues to fight for vulnerable immigrants across our state at the California Department of Justice. And it's a very special night because Carl's proud mother, Barbara Takei, is here to see him receive this award. It's also a night for moms. Yeah. I speak for all of us when I say, Carl, you honor your family's legacy every day through your tireless work. Thank you. All right, that's good.
Thank you, Artie, for that lovely introduction. I'm humbled and deeply honored to accept this award. First, I want to recognize my late father, Toso, who passed away just a few months ago. He would have been so proud to celebrate this honor with me, and I am so sad that he can't be here tonight. As Artie said, I'm joined tonight by my mother, Barbara, my spouse, Helen, and my oldest child, Frank, all of whom I'd like to thank for their support. Helen, I'm grateful to you for being a true partner with me as we navigate parenthood and our careers. It's how I'm able to do the work that I'm being honored for tonight. I'm also grateful to be joined tonight by several family friends and community leaders, including Karen Korematsu, who works to carry on her father, Fred Korematsu's legacy through the Fred T. Korematsu Institute. And Satsuki Ina, who co-founded Sudo for Solidarity, which organizes Japanese Americans in solidarity with other communities of color against forced removal, detention, deportation, and separation of families. as well as Kenji Taguma, who I see is right down there with a camera, who is the editor of the Nichibe News. Most of all, though, I wish to thank my parents. Many people first learn about Asian American history in college, but I was lucky enough to learn it from my mom and dad. From early in my childhood, they taught me what it meant to be Asian American, and in particular, Japanese American. My father was an attorney and a trailblazer in his own right, who was one of the founders of the Asian Pacific Bar Association of Sacramento. And my mother is a leader in the Tule Lake Committee, which works to preserve and tell the story of the Tule Lake Segregation Center, a maximum security World War II prison camp that held those Japanese Americans who dared to protest against their unjust incarceration. During our summer vacations, they took me on road trips to visit the sites of World War II concentration camps. They taught me not only how it harms our communities when the courts fail to deliver justice, but what ordinary people can do to repair those harms. From Korematsu versus United States, to the Coram Nobis litigation, to the legislation granting redress and an apology to Japanese American former incarcerees. So when I reached adulthood, I already had a framework to understand the injustices I saw around me and what I could do about it. I wanted to join the ranks of those who stand up and fight to ensure that America reaches its full promise. That is why I chose to become a civil rights attorney. And with tonight's award, it feels a little like things are coming full circle. Joe Morozumi mentored the attorneys of my dad's generation, and his work supported so many of the movements that my parents taught me about when I was a child. So I am deeply moved that AABA has chosen to honor me as exemplifying his spirit. But please don't assume that career civil rights attorneys like me can carry this responsibility alone. We are celebrating AABA's 50th anniversary in a time of escalating racism and official violence that would be all too familiar to Joe Morozumi. People in powerful positions are seeking to turn back the clock 100 years, reviving the alien land laws and racist immigration laws of Morozumi's childhood, reviving the Alien Enemies Act for the first time since World War II, as RT described. And this spring, the Supreme Court is even hearing an effort to read birthright citizenship out of the 14th Amendment. In the face of these challenges, I hope that each of us can channel a bit of Joe Morozumi's spirit. When we teach our children about this time in history, I hope that each of us can tell them that we did our part, whether through legal work, fundraising, or organizing, to ensure the next generation inherits a country that is more just and equitable than what we live in today. Thank you again for this great honor.